Yeah, welcome to For the Love of Money Talk Show. I'm your host, Emilio Kalmera, and we're here on 98.1 Pearl FM Radio. So today's program, we will talk about the future of money, and sorry, not the future of money, the future of work, sorry. Yeah, so the money always in my head, so that's what happened there. So we're going to talk about the future of work, and of course, you work for money, of course. So the two are interrelated. So before I do that, let's talk a little bit about some developments that happening in our community. The first one I'm seeing here is from the Daily Herald that says the St. Martin Housing Development Foundation requests 45 million to build homes and make repairs. So it says that St. Martin Housing Development Foundation has made a request through government for US 45 million in World Bank administered trust fund money to make repairs to the foundation's 773 existing rental units and to build an additional 1,000 homes. It's a lot of homes, boy. This was a major announcement in Wednesday's urgent public plenary session of Parliament on the status of repairs to public homes and facilities managed by the St. Martin Housing Development Foundation. According to Minister of Public Housing, Spatial Planning, Environment and Infrastructure VROMI, Christopher Waver, the request has been made through the VROMI Ministry and will be reviewed by the Council of Ministers. If approved, the request will be forwarded to the National Recovery Program Bureau, which will then pass it on to the steering committee. The committee will then make a final decision on the request. Waver said that 45 million is the maximum amount that can be allocated. However, this is not guaranteed and the foundation could be awarded a lesser amount. It goes on to say that the process with the World Bank is a lengthy process, but the benefits will be worthwhile for the community in need of affordable and safe housing, said St. Martin Housing Development Foundation in a press statement on Wednesday evening. There are more than 7,000 persons on the foundation's waiting list for housing. I repeat that again. There are more than 7,000 persons on the foundation's waiting list for housing. That's alarming. That's a lot of persons on that list. Interesting article. You should go ahead and read it. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but definitely take a look at it. 7,000 should be a good number for entrepreneurs. If you want to get into construction the right way and so forth, yeah, you have a world of opportunity. The demand is very, very high, and that's just for St. Martin Housing Development Foundation alone. Then I read here in the Daily Herald again that 3 Dominican men were sent to prison for smuggling immigrants from Haiti, and we got to stop this. The island is done overpopulated already, and the last thing we need is more immigrants coming to the shores. If you're coming to add benefit, to add value, is not a problem, but if you're coming to take out value, then we have a problem with that, because we struggle on our own, and to welcome more people to the island to share in that struggle, I don't think that's the best way to go about doing stuff. It says that police and immigration officers intercepted the crew and passengers of sailboat Solitude at the pier near Water Plant Square on October 3rd, 2019. Say that 3 crew members of a sailing vessel from Dominica who were detained by the St. Martin Police Force, KPSM, on October 3rd, 2019 on suspicion of human trafficking were sentenced to 2 years by the Court of First Instance on Wednesday. During the February 5th hearing of this case, the prosecutor had requested prison sentence ranging from 40 to 54 months. So you can read that article as well. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's have some length to it. But my thing here is that, okay, you lock them up, but guess who have to pay for it? Taxpayers' money again. That still doesn't solve the problem. You should detain them and then ask for money for their release. You make the money back like that, and they send them back on their merry way. But no, we have to detain the boat. We have to find somewhere to store the boat. That costs money. You have to put them in jail, feed them, house them. That costs money. I don't see how you're solving the problem, but nonetheless. So today, we're going to discuss, the future of jobs and work. And that's very interesting to talk about. Before I get into the first video discussing that, I want to read something from Robert Kiyosaki, which he says, why a secure financial future will require entrepreneurial skills. And he says, the rise of robots and the fall of jobs. He said, in my latest ebook, this is from since 2017, he wrote this March 21st, 2017, so he wrote this a while back. And he says, in my latest ebook, I talk about something most real estate investors miss, which is robots. If you're a real estate investor, you may be scratching your head right now. How in the world do robots relate to investing in property? It's simple, really. One statistic I mentioned is as follows. It is estimated that robots will take the place of 40 to 50% of all McDonald's employees. Wow. What does that mean? It means that many jobs will be eliminated by the rise of robots and artificial intelligence. And it won't be just McDonald's jobs either. According to The Guardian, 6% of all jobs could be lost to automation by the year 2021. That's just a few years away, and that's just the beginning. Actually, next year will be, of course, 2021. He wrote this in 2017. So in other words, his prediction is not too far off at all. But again, what does this have to do with investing? As I write in my ebook, I'm keeping an eye on the robot phenomenon because real estate is based on only one thing: jobs. That's it. If there are no jobs, guess what? There's no real estate. Does this mean that the real estate is a bad investment? The answer is only if you buy it wrong. As I point out, it is an illiquid investment, so it's not easy to get rid of if you get in a jam, because you can't sell real estate at the spur of the moment. Unlike stocks, you can do that. You can't just back out, so you need to be confident you're making the right projections based on what is happening in the market. If you get too sunny, you might get burnt. It goes on to say that employees are, I can't use the word on the air because he's using a kind of derogative word, so I'll leave that out. Say you are the S word in the age of robots. But the rise of robots, as scary as it might be to some folks who made poor investments, it's even scarier to those whose jobs will be replaced. When I was growing up, my poor dad would always tell me that I should go to a good school so that I could get a good job. To him, financial security meant building a career at a big company that paid well. As I got older and wiser about money, I realized that my poor dad was wrong. Rather than having a good job being the most secure place financially, I learned that it was the least secure. Why? Because you had no control. You could be fired or let go at the drop of the hat. That's not so much so in St. Martin, but in America, that's the case for sure. It's fire and hire at will. That's one of the policies they have in there. So today you can be hired, tomorrow you can be gone. Just that simple. In St. Martin, you have to go through a long process, so it's not that simple to fire persons here. Now, if the company you work for is mismanaged, you can do little about it, and you pay the most in taxes. The entire employment system is built to benefit the owners and investors and to minimize the power and security of employees. That, for instance, is why a company like Snap can offer an IPO. IPO is the initial public offering, with shares where no one can vote. And because people do not have financial intelligence, they eat it up. Today, more than ever, being an employee is the least secure position to be financially. This is precisely because of the rise of automation and artificial intelligence. Most employees, however, have no idea that their job could be in jeopardy. Many experts are likening the coming wave of robots to the Industrial Revolution. And as Tyler Cowen, writing for Bloomberg's View, points out, the economic impact of the Industrial Revolution was staggering. And as he writes, by the estimates of Gregory Clark, economic historian at the University of California at Davis, California at Davis, he says that English real wages may have fallen about 10% from 1770 to 1810, a 40-year period. Clark also estimates that it took 60 to 70 years of transition after the onset of industrialization for English workers to see sustained real wage gains at all. If you imagine the contemporary US experiencing similar wage patterns, most of us would expect political trouble, and hardly anyone would call that a successful transition. Yet, that may be the track we are on. Median household income is down since 1999, and by some accounts, median male wages were higher. So I'm going to stop here, and we're going to go on to the first video, which kind of highlights some of the problems we're going to foresee in the jobs and work in the future. And the first video is called, "What Will Future Jobs Look Like?"
The writer George Eliot cautioned us that among all forms of mistake, prophecy is the most gratuitous. The person that we would all acknowledge as her 20th century counterpart, Yogi Berra, agreed. He said, "It's tough to make predictions, especially about the future." I'm going to ignore their cautions and make one very specific forecast. In the world that we are creating very quickly, we're going to see more and more things that look like science fiction, and fewer things that look like jobs. Our cars are very quickly going to start driving themselves, which means we're going to need fewer truck drivers. We're going to hook Siri up to Watson and use that to automate a lot of the work that's currently done by customer service reps and troubleshooters and diagnosers. And we're already taking R2-D2, painting him orange, and putting him to work carrying shelves around warehouses, which means we need a lot fewer people to be walking up and down those aisles. Now, for about 200 years, people have been saying exactly what I'm telling you, that the age of technological unemployment is at hand, starting with the Luddites smashing looms in Britain just about 2 centuries ago. And they have been wrong. Our economies in the developed world have coasted along on something pretty close to full employment, which brings up a critical question: why is this time different, if it really is? The reason it's different is that just in the past few years, our machines have started demonstrating skills they have never, ever had before. Understanding, speaking, hearing, seeing, answering, writing, and they're still acquiring new skills. For example, mobile humanoid robots are still incredibly primitive, but the research arm of the Defense Department just launched a competition to have them do things like this. And if the track record is any guide, this competition is going to be successful. So when I look around, I think the day is not too far off at all when we're going to have androids doing a lot of the work that we are doing right now. And we're creating a world where there is going to be more and more technology and fewer jobs. It's a world that Eric Brynjolfsson and I are calling the new machine age. The thing to keep in mind is that this is absolutely great news. This is the best economic news on the planet these days. Not that there's a lot of competition, right? This is the best economic news we have these days for 2 main reasons. The first is technological progress is what allows us to continue this amazing recent run that we're on, where output goes up over time, while at the same time prices go down and volume and quality just continue to explode. Now, some people look at this and talk about shallow materialism, but that's absolutely the wrong way to look at it. This is abundance, which is exactly what we want our economic system to provide. The second reason that the new machine age is such great news is that once the androids start doing jobs, we don't have to do them anymore, and we get freed up from drudgery and toil. Now, when I talk about this with my friends in Cambridge and Silicon Valley, they say, fantastic, no more drudgery, no more toil. This gives us the chance to imagine an entirely different kind of society, a society where the creators and the discoverers and the performers and the innovators come together with their patrons and their financiers to talk about issues, entertain, enlighten, provoke each other. It's a society, really, that looks a lot like the TED Conference. And there's actually a huge amount of truth here. We are seeing an amazing flourishing taking place in a world where it is just about as easy to generate an object as it is to print a document. We have amazing new possibilities. The people who used to be craftsmen and hobbyists are now makers, and they're responsible for massive amounts of innovation. And artists who were formerly constrained can now do things that were never, ever possible for them before. So this is a time of great flourishing. And the more I look around, the more convinced I become that this quote from the physicist Freeman Dyson is not hyperbole at all. This is just a plain statement of the facts. We are in the middle of an astonishing period. Which brings up another great question. What could possibly go wrong in this new machine? Right? Well, great. Hang up. flourish, go home, we're going to face two really thorny sets of challenges as we head deeper into the future that we're creating. The first are economic, and they're really nicely summarized in an apocryphal story about a back and forth between Henry Ford II and Walter Reuther, who was the head of the Auto Workers Union. They were touring one of the new modern factories, and Ford playfully turns to Reuther and says, "Hey, Walter, how are you going to get these robots to pay union dues?" And Reuther shoots back, "Hey, Henry, how are you going to get them to buy cars?" Reuther's problem in that anecdote is that it is tough to offer your labor to an economy that's full of machines. And we see this very clearly in the statistics. If you look over the past couple decades at the returns to capital, in other words, corporate profits, we see them going up, and we see that they're now at an all-time high. If we look at the returns to labor, in other words, total wages paid out in the economy, we see them at an all-time low and heading very quickly in the opposite direction. So this is clearly bad news for Reuther. It looks like it might be great news for Ford, but it's actually not. If you want to sell huge volumes of somewhat expensive goods to people, you really want a large, stable, prosperous middle class. We have had one of those in America for just about the entire post-war period, but the middle class is clearly under huge threat right now. We all know a lot of the statistics, but just to repeat one of them, median income in America has actually gone down over the past 15 years, and we're in danger of getting trapped in some vicious cycle where inequality and polarization continue to go up over time. The societal challenges that come along with that kind of inequality deserve some attention. There are a set of societal challenges that I'm actually not that worried about, and they're captured by images like this. This is not the kind of societal problem that I am concerned about. There's no shortage of dystopian visions about what happens when our machines become self-aware and they decide to rise up and coordinate attacks against us. I'm going to start worrying about those the day my computer becomes aware of my printer. So this is not the set of challenges we really need to worry about. To tell you the kinds of societal challenges that are going to come up in the new machine age, I want to tell a story about two stereotypical American workers. And to make them really stereotypical, let's make them both white guys. And the first one is a college-educated, professional, creative type, manager, engineer, doctor, lawyer, that kind of worker. We're going to call him Ted. He's at the top of the American middle class. His counterpart is not college-educated and works as a laborer, works as a clerk, does low-level white-collar or blue-collar work in the economy. We're going to call that guy Bill. And if you go back about 50 years, Bill and Ted were leading remarkably similar lives. For example, in 1960, they were both very likely to have full-time jobs, working at least 40 hours a week. But as the social researcher Charles Murray has documented, as we started to automate the economy, and 1960 is just about when computers started to be used by businesses, as we started to progressively inject technology and automation and digital stuff into the economy, the fortunes of Bill and Ted diverged a lot. Over this time frame, Ted has continued to hold a full-time job. Bill hasn't. In many cases, Bill has left the economy entirely, and Ted very rarely has. Over time, Ted's marriage has stayed quite happy, Bill's hasn't, and Ted's kids have grown up in a two-parent home, while Bill's absolutely have not over time. Other ways that Bill is dropping out of society, he's decreased his voting in presidential elections, and he started to go to prison a lot more often. So I cannot tell a happy story about these social trends, and they don't show any signs of reversing themselves. They're also true no matter which ethnic group or demographic group we look at, and they're actually getting so severe that they're in danger of overwhelming even the amazing progress we made with the civil rights movement. And what my friends in Silicon Valley and Cambridge are overlooking is that they're Ted. They're living these amazingly busy, productive lives, and they've got all the benefits to show from that, while Bill is leading a very different life. They're actually both proof of how right Voltaire was when he talked about the benefits of work, and the fact that it saves us from not one, but three great evils. So with these challenges, what do we do about them? The economic playbook is surprisingly clear, surprisingly straightforward. In the short term especially, the robots are not going to take all of our jobs in the next year or two, so the classic Econ 101 playbook is going to work just fine. Encourage entrepreneurship, double down on infrastructure, and make sure we're turning out people from our educational system with the appropriate skills. But over the longer term, if we are moving into an economy that's heavy on technology and light on labor, and we are, then we have to consider some more radical interventions. For example, something like a guaranteed minimum income. Now, that's probably making some folk in this room uncomfortable because that idea is associated with the extreme left wing and with fairly radical schemes for redistributing wealth. I did a little bit of research on this notion, and it might calm some folk down to know that the idea of a net guaranteed minimum income has been championed by those frothing at the mouth socialists, Frederick Hayek, Richard Nixon, and Milton Friedman. And if you find yourself worried that something like a guaranteed income is going to stifle our drive to succeed and make us kind of complacent, you might be interested to know that social mobility, one of the things we really pride ourselves on in the United States, is now lower than it is in the Northern European countries that have these very generous social safety nets. So the economic playbook is actually pretty straightforward. The societal one is a lot more challenging. I don't know what the playbook is for getting Bill to engage and stay engaged throughout life. I do know that education is a huge part of it. I witnessed this firsthand. I was a Montessori kid for the first few years of my education. And what that education taught me is that the world is an interesting place, and my job is to go explore it. The school stopped in 3rd grade, so then I entered the public school system, and it felt like I had been sent to the gulag. With the benefit of hindsight, I now know the job was to prepare me for life as a clerk or a laborer, but at the time, it felt like the job was to kind of bore me into some submission with what was going on around me. We have to do better than this. We cannot keep turning out bills. So we see some green shoots that things are getting better. We see technology deeply impacting education and engaging people from our youngest learners up to our oldest ones. We see very prominent business voices telling us we need to rethink some of the things that we've been holding dear for a while. And we see very serious and sustained and data-driven efforts to understand how to intervene in some of the most troubled communities that we have. So the green shoots are out there. I don't want to pretend for a minute that what we have is going to be enough. We're facing very tough challenges. To give just one example, there are about 5 million Americans who have been unemployed for at least 6 months. We're not going to fix things for them by sending them back to Montessori. And my biggest worry is that we're creating a world where we're going to have glittering technologies embedded in kind of a shabby society and supported by an economy that generates inequality instead of opportunity. But I actually don't think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to do something a lot better for one very straightforward reason. The facts are getting out there. The realities of this new machine age and the change in the economy are becoming more widely known. If we wanted to accelerate that process, we could do things like have our best economists and policymakers play Jeopardy against Watson. We could send Congress on an autonomous car road trip. And if we do enough of these kinds of things, the awareness is going to sink in that things are going to be different, and then we're off to the races. Because I don't believe for a second that we have forgotten how to solve tough challenges, or that we have become too apathetic or hard-hearted to even try. I started my talk with quotes from wordsmiths who were separated by an ocean and a century. Let me end it with words from politicians who are similarly distant. Winston Churchill came to my home of MIT in 1949, and he said, if we are to bring the broad masses of the people in every land to the table of abundance, it can only be by the tireless improvement of all of our means of technical production. Abraham Lincoln realized there was one other ingredient. He said, I am a firm believer in the people. If given the truth, they can be depended upon to meet any national crisis. The great point is to give them the plain facts. So the optimistic note, great point that I want to leave you with is that the plain facts of the machine age are becoming clear, and I have every confidence that we're going to use them to chart a good course into the challenging, abundant economy that we're creating. Thank you very much.
Yes, so that was a TEDx video which talks about that, the future of work. very interesting. And what I want to say here now that Robert has a kind of conclusion, Robert Kiyosaki, and you can see where Robert disagrees with this gentleman, and I kind of agree with this gentleman versus I don't agree with what Robert's going to be saying now. Robert looks at things sometimes too subjectively, I think, and he says here, so what's the solution? He says many experts, including Ford, believe the answer to all these lost jobs lie in some form of universal basic income. Personally, I don't know if such a system could work. Remember the guy just said it works in a lot of the European countries. In social mobility is something that is achieved in a lot of these other European countries. Yet Robert is saying he doesn't think that such a system could work, and it has been proven to work in other countries, of course. So yeah, I think he's been a bit biased here. If history is any indication, it won't. So he's saying it won't, whereas it has been proven that it does work. Now, generally, when given handouts by governments, people are less incentivized to work than they were before. Yeah, that's his opinion, I think. So what is the solution? He says, to me, it's an increase in financial education that encourages entrepreneurial thinking. That's only part of to me, that's only part of the solution. It's not the solution. So that's where I disagree with Robert Kiyosaki on. He says, as I mentioned earlier, my poor dad thought having a good job was the most secure thing you could do financially. Conversely, my rich dad, who was the best friend's father, taught me that being an entrepreneur was the most secure thing you can do. Unfortunately, if everyone was entrepreneurs, then who would buy from who, as an example? You know, not everyone can be entrepreneurs and so forth. So I think there's a grave misunderstanding in that. So, for example, let's say everyone was like me in terms of budgeting and frugal in certain areas or whatever. How would a lot of business make money? Because a lot of stuff I don't buy. I don't do mindless consumption. So if everyone was like me, you would definitely have a problem in the world. Governments won't have money to in terms of taxes and so forth. So you cannot say that everyone could be an entrepreneur. You know, not everyone is cut from the same cloth. Many people bark when they hear this, since the cultural mythos around entrepreneurship is that it is inherently risky. But my rich dad taught me that for those with the right financial IQ, it was not. The reason for that is that you have more control, pay less in taxes, and aren't at the mercy of others. And he goes on to say some other stuff. Now, Robert Kiyosaki, is one of the person that I look at his teachings, but not everything I agree on. And that's something that you have to also pay attention to. Not everything that someone says is truth, but sometimes they do have some truth into what they say. So you just have to understand the difference and know where to draw the line, I believe. Then they had another article talking about the technology, jobs, and the future of work by McKinsey Global Institute. It says the world of work is in a state of flux. There is growing polarization of labor market opportunities between high and low skill jobs, unemployment and underemployment, especially among young people, and stagnating incomes for a large proportion of households. It says that migration and its effects on jobs has become a sensitive political issue in many advanced economies. And from Mumbai to Manchester, public debate rages about the future of work and whether there will be enough jobs to gainfully employ everyone. The development of automation enabled by technologies including robotics and artificial intelligence brings the promise of higher productivity, but these technologies also raise difficult questions about the broader impact of automation on jobs, skills, wages, and the nature of work itself. Many activities that workers carry out today have the potential to be automated. Remember I mentioned in the last radio program for this lady in Canada, a friend of mine is in Canada, who works in the dental industry, and she said that the boss bought a machine that basically can do the job that she does now. And although she says the machine is very helpful, it's almost like 3D printing, and it has the potential to basically do away with her job, and that's just the reality of the situation. It says that many activities that workers carry out today have the potential to be automated. Job matching sites such as LinkedIn and Monster are changing and expanding the way individuals look for work and companies identify and recruit talent. Independent workers are increasingly choosing to offer their services on digital platforms, including Upwork, Uber, and Etsy, and in the progress challenging conventional ideas about how and where work is undertaken. Nice article, too long to read, but definitely you should check it out. It's called Technology, Jobs, and the Future of Work by McKinsey Global Institute. And very, very interesting to see. I kind of foresaw this work issue when I was in Holland studying. Started off with things like flexwerken, they call it in Dutch, flexible work. And then I saw, for example, if you want to do a project, if you wanted something done, you can go to a particular website and look for these freelancers, you call them, who have experience in certain areas, and you put up the job, and they would bid for the job. And these persons could be all over the world. I even saw persons from India bid on projects and so forth. And the person that bid in India are very highly qualified, but what they want for pay, it was like joke. Like they would offer like their services for like $2,000, whereas someone in England might offer the same service and quality for, let's say, £20,000. So you can see here it's getting to be a big challenge when it comes to the future of work, and even with all these digital platforms, it's going to be very challenging for governments in particular in order to levy income tax and those type of taxes, because persons now can work globally behind a computer and over the internet. So we have to look at the future as challenging, but also we know what's going to happen. We see the trends, so you have to start thinking from now to preempt what the possibilities are for the future. I'm not seeing a lot of governments doing that. So I guess when the mess hit the fan, then they're probably going to react. We are too reactive, and we're not looking at things holistically and looking at things for the future. But nonetheless, I want to show you guys some of the things you can do. This particular video is talking about 7 ways to make money basically online, and it's very interesting to know because it gives you hope. There's more than 7 ways, of course, but this video just talks about 7 ways to make money online.
Masters, this is Stephen James from Project Life Mastery. Today I'm going to share with you 7 ways that you can start making money from home right now today. In fact, a lot of these ways that what I'm going to share with you are pretty fast, easy, and simple in the sense that almost anyone can do them, and they don't require that much time. So even if right now you've already got a job, but you're looking for a way to make some side income, this could be great for you. Or if you don't have a job and you're looking to make a full-time income, then some of these could be great options for you that you can start making money from today. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Okay, so the first way that you can start making money from home is by being a beta tester. What this means is that you get paid for testing other companies' products, services, their app, and just basically giving them feedback. You just reviewing things, because these big companies, when they launch a new product, a new app, a new website, they're looking for people that can test it. So you get paid to test products, websites, apps, all that sort of stuff. So it's fairly simple. Anyone can do this. So here's one website that can allow you to do this. I'm going to share with you a few right now, and I'll link these below. One is called usertesting.com. Okay, so they're basically a website where they work with some of the biggest companies. And if you click up here, get paid to test, they have a section where you can apply and you can sign up for it. So you can earn up to $60 per test. Okay, so you got to visit a website or an app, and then all you got to do is just complete a set of tasks that they have for you. So you complete the tasks that they have, you speak your thoughts out loud, and they pay you for that. Okay, so again, they're just looking for feedback and as many people as possible to provide this feedback and to test for them. So it says here you get paid $10 via PayPal for every 20-minute video that you complete. And user testing pays you to visit websites or apps, complete a set task, speak your thoughts out loud. Very, very simple. Okay, I'll link this below so that you can check this one out. But here's another one called trymyui.com. Okay, so similar kind of concept. They have a section here that says get paid to test. And they pay $10 for every test that you take. Okay, so a typical test lasts approximately 20 minutes. And here you can go and sign up and start testing things for designers and coders. This is what this website is mostly for. Another great one is called userlytics.com. Okay, so similar concept. They have a tester sign up area here as well. So if I click here, it says get paid to test websites and apps, register and earn money by completing the short and easy form on this page. Okay, interact with the web or mobile app, and you get paid by PayPal. And it says you get paid $5, $10, $15, $20, or other amounts. Some of the projects pay as much as $90 for having fun, expressing opinions while navigating the web. So how cool is that? Another one real quick, and again, I'll link these below. I'm going to go a little bit quick just because I got so much awesome stuff to share with you guys in this video. And by the way, if you already love this first one, give this video a thumbs up. I think this first way to make money is great. Anyone can do it, whether you're a mom, a student, whatever it is, it's a great way to make some extra money. The next one is called respondent.io. So this is a similar thing where you're basically, they're paying for research. So these ones you have to kind of fill out a form and everything for them as well. They have more of a stricter sign-up process with this one, but they paid over $2.3 million to respondents. You do an interview, 30 minutes. And one thing I'll mention about respondents, some of the things they have, you actually have to meet up in person, but you want to make sure that when you go here and you become a respondent, you're looking for remote jobs. So the remote jobs are the ones that can allow you to actually work from home. And then it says here $140 is the average hourly payment, which is pretty awesome. So they do have a bit more of a process because you got to get verified, and they match you up to different research studies that fit your profile. And then they you can participate and you get invited to different studies, and then you get paid by PayPal as well, and they collect a 5% fulfillment fee, and you can also refer your friends also to it. So that's the first way, okay? Just basically being a beta tester is such a great and easy way that you can start making some extra money. The second way that you can start making money from home is by being a freelancer on a website called Fiverr, okay? Fiverr.com. Link that below for you guys as well, but Fiverr is a website where companies, businesses, they come to hire freelancers that can do work for them. So some of the things that you can do for people, you get paid as low as $5 to do it, and as much as $100 or more, depending on what that task is. So if you come here to Fiverr, you'd want to browse around on some of the different categories, and some of them require a bit of a skill set and some expertise to be able to do, but others you don't. So for example, if we come here to writing and translation, there's a lot of different subcategories available here as well. But let's say you're great at writing. There's a lot of companies that have blogs and they're looking for content writers. So there'd be a lot of jobs available there. A simple one that most people can do is beta reading or proofreading and editing. Or even transcript, so basically just watching a video, listening to an audio, you get paid to transcribe that. Research and summarizing things too. So some of these things are just, people are looking to pay someone like you just to do research for them, transcribe, edit, proofread. Here's beta reading, so pretty much you can get paid. These are all other sellers that are here on Fiverr, but this one here says, I will beta read, provide feedback, and critique your documents. So if we click here at this guy's his listing here, it starts at $10, okay, for up to every 10,000 words. He'll deliver it within 7 days, but he also has different packages. So this one is for 25,000 words, and he's asking for $40. This one's $70, and it's for 80,000 words. So he's got 124 reviews. He's got great feedback rating and everything, and you can read more about his gig. So this is something that almost anybody could do. If we come here to a different category, proofreading and editing. So here's a girl that says, I'll professionally proofread and edit your document. So for her, $5 for 1,000 words, but it looks like you can do a lot more than that. It says all gigs apply for every 1,000 words. So, if it's 10,000 words, then it's going to be a lot more money that she can make from that. And even just kind of coming here and seeing what people are doing will give you ideas. So if the examples I'm providing for you, maybe you don't really resonate with that, you can't see yourself doing it, then just look around here on Fiverr. Here's another girl, I'll proofread and edit books, transcripts, and novels. And depending on the number of words, $20. She's got an $80 package and a $200 package, right? So there's some people that will probably take that and she can make some great money. And really what it comes down to is just doing the math. So yes, there might be things that you're doing that you're only getting paid $5 to do or $10 to do, but if you could do it fast, if you could do it efficiently, if you can do many different gigs in an hour, then the amount of money that you make every hour can actually really add up. But yeah, I mean, transcripts, so you can transcribe things for people. That's pretty simple to do. All you got to do is watch or listen to something and then just type it out for them and send it. So if you're a fast typer, obviously you can get through a lot faster and make more money from that. So Fiverr is a great website. Highly recommend it. You just come here to on the website, click on Become a Seller, and you could sign up for it. And you'd have to create your own gig. You'd want to really make sure you've got a great image, a great description, and just kind of test it out. And Fiverr is like a search engine where people come, they type in keywords. You'd want to make sure you're listed in different categories and obviously get great reviews. And the more that you build yourself up, the more money that you'll be making. The third way that you can start making money from home is by being a freelancer on websites like Upwork.com or Freelancer.com. So this is similar to Fiverr, but there's more potential, more opportunity for you to make more money as a freelancer on these websites. And I love these websites because I actually use Upwork to hire freelancers in my business, Project Life Mastery. So some of these areas and topics and categories can require a bit of a skill set. Obviously, the more skills that you have, the more value that you can provide, the more money that you can make. But there's a lot of opportunity here if you have no skills, okay? So for example, let me just kind of go to all categories. Let's say you wanted to be customer support, be a customer support rep, and that gives you the freedom to work from home. Maybe you're not going to make as much money as some other opportunities, other skills, but it's still a great way that you can start making money from home. So if I scroll down here, and by the way, a lot of these categories and topics you can see, whether you've got design skills, writing skills, editing, proofreading, translation, legal, IT, web design development. And, again, some of those things you might have to develop your skill set with those areas, but certain things almost anyone can do are customer support, data entry, right? So basically it's just more labor intensive where you're just kind of filling out forms and spreadsheets for people and just kind of compiling a bunch of data for them. Being a virtual or personal assistant, being maybe a project manager. There's just a whole variety of things here that don't really require that much skill, even doing research. So for example, my company, I hire someone, an assistant, virtual assistant that researches my travel, right? And so I pay her pretty well to basically research every time I travel to a place. I want to know everything that I can about it, about the currency, the weather, research Airbnbs for me, make sure it's got good enough Wi-Fi, find health food places, the gym, all of that. So that person gets paid working from home to do research for me. So something that you could do here through Upwork. So here's customer support reps. So everybody, again, anyone can set up their own profile. Here's just some examples, and this is just within the United States. So Upwork is great if you live anywhere in the world. If you live in the Philippines, in India, if you live in Australia, Europe, Brazil, anywhere in the world, Bangladesh, you can be a freelancer on Upwork. And you actually have a bit of an advantage, by the way, being outside of the US, because there's a lot of US companies looking to hire people overseas that are a lot cheaper than hiring people in the US. So there's actually an opportunity there for you. But here we can see people's profiles. So this person is charging $35 an hour. Here's kind of the topics and things they're good at. $37 an hour, $100 an hour. These aren't all customer support because sometimes these people, their profile, they do multiple things. So this person's like a consultant as well. Project management consultant, $69 an hour. Here's a writer, project manager, customer support, $17 an hour. So some of these, honestly are a little bit high, but there's people, that, this person, $15 an hour, a community manager, right? So that's not that hard work to maybe do, and that person can make $15 an hour doing that. So you just want to kind of browse through here and just see what people have in their profiles. And really what you'd want to do in creating your own profile is make sure it's really good. I always recommend have like a great video, image of yourself. Video, by the way, is really powerful because it makes you stand out. So you'd want to set up a great profile and really kind of stand out from everyone else and differentiate yourself. But $12 an hour, customer service rep, $11 an hour, $10 an hour. So obviously it varies depending on your skill and what the company is looking for and what they're willing to pay. Here was data entry. So again, it's just kind of doing data entry for people. Here a category of virtual assistants. And so I'd recommend to spend a bit of time browsing around, seeing what people are doing, find people that are doing things really well successfully. You can tell on Upwork because people also, they get reviews from people they've worked with in the past and they build up their profile. So obviously the better profile that you have and the more established, the more money you can make. And that's why it's great to model and learn from other people and just browse around to find maybe that category that's right for you that you can start making money from. And then here was freelancer.com, which works almost in an identical way as Upwork does. I haven't used Freelancer before. I stick with Upwork, but it could be another great option for you as well to start making money from home. The fourth way that you can start making money from home is by teaching English, being an English tutor. Now you might be thinking, well, I'm not even the best at speaking English. That's okay, you don't have to be. In fact, there's a lot of people out there and there's a lot of kids out there, they're more looking for someone just to talk to, because the more that they can speak English to someone, just talk over Skype or Zoom or some sort of virtual online call, then that helps them improve their English and you can give them feedback on their English. So here's two websites I can recommend you for this. One is called Cambly, Cambly. And here on the website, they actually have a section for tutors, so you can be a tutor with Cambly. You get paid to chat with people from all around the world. It says, tutoring with Cambly is fun and rewarding, no experience necessary. That's always a plus. It says you get paid to chat with students. We automatically track the time that you tutor. We pay 17 US dollar cents per minute, which ends up being about $10.20 per hour. And they deliver your earnings every Monday via PayPal. You can do it anytime and anywhere. And you also meet some interesting people. So pretty cool. Second website is called QKids. QKids, I'll link that below. And by the way, I'm just kind of giving you a few websites for each of these different ways, but obviously there's more that are available. So I'll link below the ones that I'm providing for you here, but if you do research, you can find many other websites that are just like this. But QKids is mainly for actually Chinese young learners between the ages of 4 and 12 years old. Here on the website, they have a place where you can be a QKids online English teacher, and you get to work from home, teach online from anywhere in the US or Canada, you get flexible hours, and you get paid 16 to 20 US dollars an hour each in lesson. Time is 30 minutes. Okay, so that's a pretty good income that you can make, fun and rewarding. And yeah, it can be another great way for someone to get started making money from home. So check out these ones. I'll link to them below. The next way that you can start making money from home is by flipping things on eBay. So for example, here's what you'd want to do. You'd come to a website like Craigslist, and most websites like this, which are classified websites, they have a free section. So here I'm in Los Angeles, I'm going to click on free. These are all products that people are just giving away for free. There's a lot of people out there that actually have a lot of valuable products and items they have lying around their house. They're just looking to get rid of them because it's taking up a lot of space for them, and they don't have the time, they don't want to worry about trying to list it and charge money for it. And so there's a lot of things like this that you could see as an opportunity to come in and just kind of browse around here on Craigslist, find something that you can then go and flip on eBay. And on eBay, you can actually go and look and see how much you could actually charge for some of these items and what the potential would be. So here real quick, I just found free Xbox games. So here's a listing that someone posted. It says, roommate moved out and left some stuff, need gone ASAP, pickup only, will delete ad when they are gone. So this person here has all of these Xbox games they're just looking to get rid of. So here you can come and grab all these games, you can keep them for yourself, or you can start selling them on eBay, which is probably the better idea because you make money from that, and that's going to be able to support yourself. So you would find products like this. I mean, I'm not sure, this looks like a pretty amazing steal, but you could find something like this just as an example. Ideally things that are smaller, easy to ship, not that expensive to ship. And then you'd come here to eBay, you type in whatever those games were, and you would set up your own listing, you set up your own account here on eBay to sell, and people will pay you, you just got to ship it to them, and you can make money doing that. In fact, I know a lot of people that just do that full time. It's called retail arbitrage. They don't just go to Craigslist, but they also go to like thrift stores, antique stores, and they're always just trying to find products that they could get at either for free or at a really cheap price and then resell it either on eBay or Amazon or websites like that. So that's another great way to start making money from home. Can provide some freedom for you. Depending on where you're maybe finding the products, of course, you might have to actually go out physically and get them and then come from home and then do everything else from there on eBay and shipping the products. The next way that you can start making money from home is by selling your expertise. Giving people advice, because there's many people out there, they're looking for advice and they're willing to pay for it. So a great website for that is called clarity.fm, clarity.fm. So this is a website where you can find experts. So obviously you have to have some level of expertise on certain subjects, but if you do have something like that, you can start making money from it. So here on this website, if I come down, I can click on find your expert, but pretty much the way it works is people browse through the community of experts. So you, again, have your own profile, your own listing there, and they request a call with you. So if I click here on the different categories, you can see these are a lot of things that are available, but here's people that are charging $8.33 per minute, $1 per minute, $2 per minute, $5 a minute, and obviously depending on how good your expertise is, your advice, and even building up your profile, the more money that you can charge. So here's people here, this person's providing expertise on narcissistic personality disorder abuse. This one says, get top tier PR media exposure for your company for free, how to grow a profitable e-commerce business, business and marketing strategy, healthcare, right? So there's a whole variety of different areas of expertise, even journalism, for example. But yeah, if you have some experience in some of these areas, then you can just make yourself available for that. People just click on request a call. They already have an account set up. They bills them automatically, and you get paid for every minute that you spend with that person. So clarity.fm is another great way that you can make money from home. And last but not least, one of my favorite ways of making money from home and online is through affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is the process of you promoting someone else's product or service through your affiliate link. Okay, so you get a link, people click on the link, when they go and buy that product or service, you earn an affiliate commission from it. So it's one of my favorite ways of making money online, and it's one of the easiest because you don't have to create the product and come up with the idea. All you got to do is sign up for the affiliate program, find a great product, send it to people. When they click on it and they buy it, you earn a commission. So a few websites you can do this from is one is called clickbank.com. ClickBank has a lot of digital products, courses, ebooks, but also a lot of physical products as well, like supplements. So here's a variety of different categories of products. Here's just some examples of products that you could promote as an affiliate. Now, if I come up here to the affiliate marketplace, here I can browse more categories. So let's go to health and fitness, and let's go to maybe nutrition. So here's a variety of nutrition products that you can promote. You just click on promote, you get an affiliate link, and again, when people click on that link through you and they buy the product, you earn a commission. So here's a variety of different products that are available. This one is like a, let's just pull up one just as an example. This is like a turmeric supplements, it looks like, and this is like their sales page and everything of what people would go to buy it. But with this product, you earn on average $27 for every sale. So when someone clicks on through and buys it, on average around $27. Most often they have upsells as well that you can also earn affiliate commissions from too. So there's tons of categories and products here on ClickBank. And this is great that if you already have friends, family, people you might know, you can share it with them, earn a commission from it. Even better if they're products that you use and benefit from, right? Like there's supplements, products that I use and benefit from that have affiliate programs that I can share and promote. So a simple example of this, and this is a great option for a lot of you too, is by creating content here on YouTube. Because a lot of people, before they buy a product, they want to go to YouTube, they want to go to Google, they want to go online to see what other people are saying about the product. They want to see people's reviews. So an example of this is a Vitamix blender. I love Vitamix. I've been using it for many, many years, and they have an affiliate program. So I joined their affiliate program. They pay like $75 every commission, like a commission that I get for every person that buys through my link. And people that search for a review on it, they're very targeted people because they're already on the fence, they already know about it, and they just want to see people's experiences from it. So they're very targeted buyers. They're like warm and hot leads. And so, here, all of these YouTubers, they pretty much put up videos just sharing their experience with Vitamix, something that anybody can do. And funny enough, when you type this in, I got my video here from over 6 years ago, okay? Don't judge me. This is a video I did back when I had hair. Let's pull it up real quick. And basically what I did was I just recorded a video myself talking about my Vitamix, sharing my experience with it. So it's a younger version of myself. And just basically sharing it with people. I made like a smoothie in the video. And then I had a call to action at the end. If you want to buy the Vitamix, click the link below, and this is my affiliate link. Okay, so this is a link when people click on it and they go and buy the Vitamix blender. I earn a $75 commission on that sale. So pretty incredible. So you could do this on YouTube. Okay, it's one of the easiest ways to do an affiliate marketing is just reviewing products. Or you can do a blog post. So if you don't want to do a YouTube video, you can set up your own blog and you can create your own blog post and just learn some search engine optimization so that you can rank it and get traffic to it online. So here's my website. This is the review that I did for that Vitamix. I do have my video there, but you don't really need the video there. But it's basically a piece of content that shares the benefits of blending, just kind of shares a bit of information around it. And then here's my affiliate link. So when people click on it and they buy the Vitamix, I earn a commission on it. So pretty cool. This is something that has a lot of potential to make you a lot of money over time, because when you create content in this way, it can become passive, right? Because you have blog posts and videos that consistently get views. So for example, this YouTube video that I did here took me, it's a 12-minute video. It took me like less than an hour to actually film it. But this video has been up on YouTube for over 6 years. It's got 45,000 views. It gets views every month, and that means it's consistently bringing in income and revenue for me. So the more videos that I put out there, the more affiliate links I put out there, the more money that I make. And this video, that's all I had to do. I didn't have to do anything else from it. I just move on to other videos, or I can travel the world and make passive income just by creating more content and promoting and sharing different products. So affiliate marketing is great. Love it. Highly recommend it. And by the way, there's many affiliate programs out there. So for example, Amazon has their affiliate program called Amazon Associates. So you could promote any product on Amazon and earn a commission from it. Okay, up to 10%. Commission is what you can make by promoting products on Amazon. So I'm going to link ClickBank, Amazon Associates. I'll link those for you guys below this video. And there you have it. Those are 7 ways that you can get started to make money from home. And as you can tell, a lot of them are pretty simple, pretty fast, and pretty easy. I mean, almost anyone can do some of the things that I mentioned here for you. So I really hope that you got benefit and value from this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up here on YouTube so I can do more videos like this for you. And I want to make sure that you take action, that this is just not another video that you watch and you move on to the next video. Some of these ways that I shared with you are pretty simple and fast for you to set up. So again, I linked everything below for you. Make sure that you take action and start making some extra money. Now, if you're looking to build an online business to create passive income and financial freedom, then I'd love to share with you more about that, because that's really what I specialize in, is building a sustainable business that can not just work from home, but also to travel the world to create financial abundance and freedom. And one of my favorite ways of doing that, like I said, is affiliate marketing. I actually created a free training that I'd love to invite you to that goes more in depth into affiliate marketing and how I make money online doing that. So if you go to www.affiliatemarketingmastery.com, you can register for free for my upcoming live masterclass, or click on through below and head on over to that website and register for it. So affiliate marketing is great. There's many other online opportunities as well that I can also share with you. And if you want more from me, of course, subscribe here to my Project Life Mastery YouTube channel. Click on the subscribe button, turn on notifications for more videos. I do a lot of videos and content on building your online business, whether that's on Amazon or affiliate marketing or publishing books, but also mindset and how to really improve and master every other area of your life. So I'm into life mastery, self-development, and I'd love to share with you more about that too. So subscribe for that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care.
So, like you said, someone was asking me the other day, I think it was yesterday, about, if I know any online platforms and so forth that we can make extra money and so forth. So I tell her, coincidentally, I'm having a program today that talks just about that. And so I hope it was very informative. This was just I would say, a tip of the iceberg. There are a lot more. I saw a lot of these things in Holland when I was studying. That was donkey years ago. And more than likely now that those platforms has evolved to tremendous heights, especially the ones where you can post yourself as a freelancer, and also you can bid for work as well, and so forth. And the platforms are so advanced that, let's say, even you're doing work for somebody, the money goes in the escrow, and only when the client is satisfied, that money is released to you, and so forth. So, I mean, the digital world is there, folks. It's a whole new world to explore. Digital currency is another things government has to, they're trying to fight it tooth and nail, but I don't see how they'll be able to do so. But nonetheless, if the future is either going to be bright or it's going to be a disaster, it really depends on how we embrace it and make the changes to embrace it. So nonetheless, I want to thank you for listening. I want to invite you again next week for another informative program. Bye-bye.